Morning, children. This is our science period. We are in chapter heat. Today is the next part, that is the fifth part of the same chapter. Children, we have studied about the transfer of heat yesterday in our session, and we were talking about the process of conduction. So, children, we found that during the process of conduction, the transfer of heat from a hot object to a less hot object takes place. And this takes place only and only when they come in contact with each other. And this is what is called as conduction of heat. The two objects should be touching each other for this type of transfer to take place. So, children, we talked about the conduction of heat yesterday. For conduction of heat, there are two conditions which are very necessary. First, the two bodies should be in contact. Second, the two bodies should be at different temperature. So, this is the requirement, either this is the condition for the process of conduction. Then, children, we talked about the good conductors and the insulators of heat. So, here I have given you few words, and from these few words, you will choose among these which is a good conductor of heat. So the words are wooden stick, glass, porcelain, brass, aluminium, and bakelite. So, children, this you will be doing in your assignments. Now, children, after this conduction process, now the question comes up. Liquids and gases are not very good conductors of heat. So, how do they take place? So, for this, we are going to study another process, either you can say another transfer of heat, and that is your convection. This method of heat transfer occurs in liquids and gases, and it is because in the liquids and the gases the molecules are less densely packed and are free to move. As already I told you that conduction takes place in the solids, and here the molecules are very closely packed to each other, so they vibrate in their own place. They don't have any chance to move. But here, in the case of the liquids and the gases, the molecules are less densely packed and hence they can move about freely. So, we are going to perform one activity, and that is your activity 4.8 according to your textbook. Here we have to take a round bottom flask. If the flask is not available, you can take the beaker also. Fill it with water 2/3 so that you can just put the other things later on. Place it on a tripod stand and make some arrangement to place the flask in such a way that if you can heat it by placing a candle or a spirit lamp, whatever is available to you. Now wait till the water in the flask is still. Place a crystal of potassium permanganate at the bottom of the flask and gently stir it with a straw. Here you can see after some time the pink color of the potassium permanganate starts moving up from the bottom. Now heat the water by placing the candle under the spirit lamp below the crystal. Now you observe and write the observation in your notebook, and even you can draw the picture of the same as you have observed. So in the last picture you have seen what has happened after we have started the boiling of the water. Now when the water is heated, the water near the flame gets hot. Hot water rises up and the cold water from the sides, it moves down towards the source of the heat, and this water also gets hot and rises, and the water from the sides, it moves down. So this is how it is taking place over here. From the bottom, as we can see, the color, pink color, is going up, and this shows that how the hot water is moving up. Here you can see how the current of water is formed and how it keeps on moving even from the sides. This process continues till the whole water gets heated up, and this mode of heat transfer is known as convection. Now again the question comes up, how does the heat travel in air, and in which direction does the smoke goes? So the air near the heat source gets hot and rises up. The air from the sides comes in to take that place, and in this way the air gets heated up. So here again we will be performing one activity for the same, that is activity 4.9 according to your textbook. Here we have taken a candle and we have lighted it, and we have kept one hand above the flame and other hand on the side like this way. Now, do you feel that your hand is equally hot? That means at the top as well as on the side. If not, which hand will you feel that it is hotter and why? So here the transfer of heat is taking place by the convection in the air. So convection of heat in water is, you have studied in the 4.8 figure, and here you are studying about the convection of heat in air. Be careful, keep both your hands at a safe distance from the flames so that you may not get burned, and better don't do it. Notice that towards the top the air gets heated by the convection, and therefore hand above the flame feels hot. So you will find that this hand will be feeling much more hotter as compared to that of this one, that means on the side. So the hand which is at the top of the flame will be feeling much more hotter as compared to that of the side one. On the side, however, there is no convection and air does not feel any hot, so as compared to that of the top hand. Now here children, you can see these are the windows which are found near the ceiling, and we often tell them as ventilation, either ventilators, and we talk of ventilation word in our day-to-day life. So this ventilation is also provided near the ceilings in the room of our houses, because the air that we breathe out is always warm and it rises out of the room through the ventilators that are provided in our rooms. And the cool air, it rushes inside the room through the doors and the windows. That is why it is asked to have the ventilators, and these ventilators are always placed at near the ceiling. Now the same, here also you can see the application of the convection current, and this we are doing with the help of the placement of the ACs in our room. The ACs are always found again near the ceiling of the room. Why? So here, why are air conditioners usually installed at the height in a room? So the answer to this one is, when it is installed at a height, it cools the air that is closer to the ceiling first, and as we know, hot air rises up because of the lower density, and the cool air comes down, making the room cooler. So this is how the air conditioner works, and this is how they help in keeping our room clean. Keeping our room cooler. Now, for you all, you please answer this question. Convection of heat takes place in liquids. It takes place in liquids and solids both. Either it takes place in liquids and gases. So, this is the question for you all, which you will be doing right now. Now, again, in your assignment, you will write down the examples which are related with the convection current in gases. One I have done for you, one activity we just now did. So, the others two examples you will just find it out for the same. So, children, today we talked about the process of convection and its application. So, during the process of convection, we found that it is the process by which the heat is transmitted in the liquids and the gases by the actual movement of the molecules. And this process is taking place in the installation of your air conditioners. It is taking place in the ventilators that we have in our room, and even children, it works with the room heaters. So, Sairam, hope so you have understood with the chapter as well the topic that we have been dealing with. Thank you.